Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Family Sunday School, our second session doing the Beatitudes. So, today we are going to learn some of Jesus's most important teachings. Jesus had been spending a lot of time healing people in addition to their physical hurts and pains. Jesus saw that people were broken in the inside. They had broken hearts and they were unsteady with their hope. And after healing so many people, Jesus decided to care for them in another way. So he led the people who had been following him to a mountain. Now, mountains had special meaning back in Jesus' time. People, they believed that mountains were a holy place to be close to God, to connect with God. Do you remember some stories from the Bible where the people went on a mountain to be with God? Think about it. Remember Moses? He went up to the mountain. Okay, talk with your families about that story. I don't want to get sidetracked here. So mountains had special meaning, right? And Jesus knew that mountains reminded people of God's presence with them. So he chose to go to the mountains to give his sermons, his stories, his lessons, right? So it was a good place for him to go. So we all know what a sermon is, don't we? I mean, Miss Wilmot does, Miss Lisa does children's messages, or they're sometimes called children's sermons during church service. Pastor Case, he gives the sermon on Sundays, right? And we hear him do that. So a sermon is a talk meant to teach and help people to grow in their relationship with God. And that's what we do on Sundays. So people were so committed to Jesus that they climbed the mountain to be able to hear him. Now, Jesus knew that many people would climb up the mountain with him. So, mountain climbers can go up mountains in several different ways, right? You can climb a mountain with rope, right? I'm sure you've seen them on TV. I don't know if any of you have had that experience, climbing a steep mountain, maybe like mountain or like climbing walls, right? Okay, we can do this, or we could just walk up the mountain, right? If it's not so steep. Miss Lisa's done that before. Or maybe you're in a wheelchair and there's ramps and you can go, okay? So we're going to choose which way are you going to go up the mountain with Miss Lisa today to hear this sermon. So let's go. We're going to count to 20 and you choose how you want to go up the mountain. Miss Lisa's going to do the wheelchair. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We're up the mountain. We're here, okay? And we are with a lot of people, okay, in Jesus' time. And Jesus outlined the Beatitudes, 9 lessons. And our coloring pages, and Miss Lisa started the coloring pages. I haven't finished, but we have the different blessings and the Beatitudes that Jesus taught. So I'm going to read a few to you. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That's in yellow here. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. So those are the first three. Here in purple, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. And in pink, blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. And then I have in yellow again, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. And then blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And then here is, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. In the very last page, and Miss Lisa hasn't colored it yet, I have more coloring to do, and you have these to color as well. Blessed are you when people reveal you and persecute you and utter, it's very small print from Miss Lisa, all kinds of evil and against you falsely on my account. And then rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. So, Miss Lisa had a hard time reading this because it's not colored, and I apologize, but we will go over all of these lessons in our Family Sunday School coming up. So, the people, that followed Jesus were astonished. Some were confused, and some were surprised. Some were relieved, because Jesus, in these lessons, he turned things upside down, didn't he? So they're always in two parts. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Poor in spirit, right? We're poor and sad in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Wow. Turns it upside down, right? So people were relieved and confused that Jesus was teaching that blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. So when you're sad, you will be comforted and happy. So blessed are the meek, the small, the meek, the poor, right? For they will inherit the earth. You will get everything. So, the culture told them power and possessions were what made a person happy or blessed. So did you notice how everything seems to include two parts, right? And Jesus makes a statement, and then he gives a promise. So isn't that wonderful? So we're going to learn more about each one of these Beatitudes and these lessons that Jesus taught. And the coloring pages are on the Facebook site, along with the coloring page of the Beatitudes with a rainbow. So we can enjoy that, and we'll have a reflection on that in just a moment when we're done. So before we go, though, from this activity, I would like to give you our blessing. And remember, a blessing is a gift. So I want you to put out your hands as if you're receiving a gift. And Miss Lisa's going to give you this gift. Are you ready? So, you are blessed because you follow the way of Jesus. All the way up the mountain that we climbed. When we follow Jesus, We are blessed with good wisdom. Isn't that awesome? That's wonderful. So take my gift, and I'll see you back in a little bit, and we'll go through an activity or two, okay? See ya. Bye for now. Hi everyone, Miss Lisa here with an activity for our session 2 of the Beatitudes. So we're climbing a mountain, right? We pretended to climb the mountain either by ropes or by walking or maybe by wheelchair, right? We went up the mountain just like Jesus did back in his time, and people followed him up big mountains because people felt that they could be closer to God and in his presence, right? Well, we have a couple of activities today. So climbing can be exhausting, and even when pretend climbing, I got a little tired. So I wanted to sit down and just play and make a mountain. So Miss Lisa has gloves on. Now, you may have some things at home that you can make a mountain, maybe some dirt or some Play-Doh or something like that. Miss Lisa didn't have a whole lot, and make sure you ask your parents. But I'm going to wear gloves because I may want to use this rice again. And I'm going to make a mountain out of my rice. It's not going up very high. It's a low mountain. We may have caverns or something like that. But we can pretend that Jesus and his followers climbed up the mountain. They would be very small little people climbing the caverns, like at the Grand Canyon, right? If anyone's been to the Grand Canyon or been to mountains, Miss Lisa did climb a mountain in New Hampshire. It was a hiking mountain called Mount Monadnock, and I went with my father-in-law and my family. And it was very hard for Miss Lisa, but it was beautiful once we got to the top. A fun story, Miss Lisa was about ready to quit because I was tired and I ached and I just had enough. And my father-in-law came up behind me and said, "Honey, just one more boulder, you climb and we're there." So I put all my worries and all my pains and everything aside and said, okay, and it was so worth it. It was a very fun day. So felt closer to God, I sure did. So that can be exhausting. I know every muscle and inch of my body ached after that experience, but it was so worth it. And so what challenges might you find when you climb up a mountain? What blessings might you experience? Like I did. I experienced a lot of blessings up on that mountaintop. So here are some climbing challenges. What unexpected blessings might you expect from these challenges? And discuss or draw a role play with your parents, your families, your siblings. What unexpected blessings you might encounter with each challenge. Okay? So I want you to think about this. Let's say you start the hike at 5 o'clock in the morning before the sun even comes up. What challenges might you have at that time of day? Or maybe you have been hiking for an hour and your legs are sore. What would you do? What challenge would you, that's a challenge that you would face. What would you do? And you don't have any music or TV shows with you, so there's nothing to listen to. What could you do? What could you listen to? So your friend does not hike as quickly as you do. So you're a little bit faster than your partner. What do you do? And finally, let's say light rain showers begin and you're at the beginning of your hike or the middle of your hike. What do you do? Fun, huh? So those are some discussion questions that you can role play with your families, maybe act them out. What would you do? And then we have a lot of activities in coloring. So Miss Lisa only highlighted the words on the Beatitude coloring pages, but I'm going to have to finish it all in. I color in all the spaces and the people and the sun rays and the clouds and the rainbows. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of coloring this week. I hope you are too. So enjoy these activities, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye for now. Hi everybody. Miss Lisa and Ginger, we're here for you for our closing of our Beatitudes session number 2. So I told Ginger, you kids were probably waiting for her, and she jumped right up on this couch and she was ready for her filming time. Yeah, you enjoy this, don't you? So the Beatitudes coloring page, in addition to the ones that I just showed you, is the rainbows with the Beatitudes. So this will be nice and colorful. And on the side here are the discussion questions for you and your family. So I'm going to read those out loud. What surprised you about Jesus' sermon? What did he say? There are 2 parts, right? And what do you think it means to be blessed? I'd really like to hear the answers to that question. And how do you think the people hearing these promises from Jesus' time, or from Jesus, how did they feel? So how do you think the people hearing these promises from Jesus felt? And what are some modern Beatitude ideas that you have? Gosh, I'd really like to be with you and discuss these questions with you. I hope we can all get together soon and maybe have a discussion on some of these questions. They're very good. So enjoy your time with your family, color these in, and if you would, take a picture of them and send them to Miss Lisa, and I'll post them on our Facebook site so everybody can share, because I'd really love to see your artwork and how much fun you're having with this lesson. Okay? So have a great weekend. Ginger and I say bye-bye for now. You want to say goodbye? Come here. She says bye, everybody. Take care. See you next week.